Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tiffani Beaston from Beauty and the Beastons, and I upload every single Tuesday and Thursday. Today's video, I am just getting my kitchen together and doing some easy meal prep for some of our family's favorite items that I think could really help you throughout the school year, the same way they help us. Before we get into today's video, I want to thank Hisense for sponsoring. Hisense has made my dream fridge. I've talked about this in so many videos leading up to this one about how much I absolutely love this fridge. It's perfect for large families like us, perfect for anyone, but for me to be able to have an organized fridge as a family of 6 is super important. It's gorgeous and it's really affordable. One of the things that I love about this fridge is that it connects to the Connect Life app, so it will alert me on my phone if the door is open or the ice maker is full. I also like that I can adjust the temperature right through my app. I absolutely love this middle drawer. It's something that I didn't have on my previous fridge, and I love it not only just for the extra space, but it's also controlled with VersaTemp, so it can go from 27 degrees Fahrenheit to 41 degrees Fahrenheit to suit your needs, whether that's extra fridge space or a soft freezer. And like I said, you can control it all through the Connect Life app. The sleek modern design of this fridge is absolutely stunning, but what makes it the best is just all the little details throughout, like the 360-degree LED lighting. I love each and every little drawer and each little shelf. Everything is so well thought out. This glass shelf is also adjustable, which is great if you want to store something larger on the bottom. You can, like a soda bottle or anything like that. And then the freezer is so spacious on either side. I usually try to keep like meats and dinners on one side, and then like fruits and veggies and these Uncrustables right here on the other side. And then there's even a drawer on top where we keep desserts, my little ice roller, as well as our ice packs. So thanks again, Hisense, for sponsoring today's video. I will have my Hisense refrigerator linked down in the description box for you to get it from Lowe's. And I just absolutely love that fridge. It's truly a dream come true. But now we're just picking up all the random stuff that's all over the kitchen before we get started on the sink and dishes and prepping our food. I also wanted to share my view from out the kitchen window. I cannot believe how big the baby swans are getting. Before we get started on cooking and cleaning, I am just filling up the diffuser with some essential oils. We always say that like changing the air just helps, kickstart your cleaning process, whether that is opening a window, which I also opened up the screen door because it was a cooler day, or I opened up the glass door and left the screen open because it was a cooler day. And I'm just reloading the dishwasher, and I'm going to clean out the sink so that we can start prepping our produce. Another little tip that I like to talk about, besides, we're changing the air before we start with your essential oils or fresh air, is also, if you can, do something that you love, like listen to a podcast or watch a YouTube video or listen to some of your favorite songs while you are getting it done. It just helps, and it makes it seem more, not just fun, but it keeps me on track personally when I'm listening to something. I'm not like picking up my phone and checking anything. I'm just listening to something while I'm getting things done. So now I'm finally cleaning out the sink. I'm using whatever I have on hand. So I'm using dish soap and then some of my thieves cleaner. And then also you can see around the sink really needed a good wipe down as well. So that is what we are starting with over here. Now it is time to clean out this beautiful refrigerator. It needed to be like scrubbed down anyway, but since we were getting ready to leave the Bay House, we are back home for the fall now, which you probably saw in my last video. I wanted to use up what we have, but this is something that I apply to my everyday life, even when we are somewhere, like for example, staying home now. I will always try to see what is in my fridge, freezer, pantry, and meal plan that way, so that we're using up what we already have before we just order a bunch of groceries. So I hope that some of the meals and things that I prepped in today's video help give you ideas for ways to use up things in your fridge. So that drawer that I'm going to be putting all the produce in is nice and clean, and now I'm just going to soak all of our fruits and veggies in Thieves Fruit and Veggie Soak before I rinse them and prep them. So I love storing my produce in glass jars because I feel like it lasts longer, but also being a family of 6, we go through produce incredibly quickly. So it does not go bad for us, but what does keep fruit fresher longer besides the glass jars is really just trying to let it dry out after it's washed, because when you're putting away wet fruit, it just tends to get mushy really fast. So that is what I'm doing now, is just trying to let everything dry off before we put it away. Next, I'm just moving on to this compartment of the fridge, just taking everything out so that we can wipe it down, see what we have, check expiration dates, and all of that. I also really like how easy these drawers come out, because if they're really bad, like I was just really working on this one and the stuff wasn't coming out, so I took the whole drawer out and was able to clean it better that way. Another thing that I always like to reiterate is that I know that watching TikToks and all of this stuff, like seeing some of these restocks are insane, but the main point of my restocks and my organization is not just for aesthetics. It's mainly for organization for my brain. My brain is all over the place, especially now with all 4 kids like back to school and in sports and just life in general. Like, I need things to be organized so that, one, I know what I have. I'm not ordering extra groceries to waste money and let food go bad. But 2, it's just very helpful when meal planning. The kids know where stuff is, and it just helps in every way. It helps you save money because, like I said, you know what you have and things aren't going bad. I also feel like we eat home more when I prep things in advance and when we stay organized. So we are starting on our first little meal prep. This is incredibly easy. You cannot mess it up, and it's delicious. Just cut up some peppers. I usually do onion too, but I didn't have any. And then I'm cutting up this sweet Italian turkey sausage. I'm just going to bake it on 425 for about 25 minutes. It's the perfect and most delicious meal prep. I'm also doing little baby potatoes with it. And these potatoes are so small that they don't even need to be cut. So literally couldn't be easier. I'm going to spray it with some avocado oil and add some salt and pepper. That's it. Such a great, easy meal prep or fall dinner. Another thing that I love about prepping is that my kids will sit there and eat so much produce, and you'll see the protein muffins I'm about to make, they just eat those up so quickly too. But when things are prepped, you're more likely to eat them rather than them sitting like in a produce bag and going bad. So now I'm also just making these quick overnight chia pudding. They're so good, and they have some protein powder in it. I'm still on this lemon protein kick. I will have the recipe down in the description box below. But again, this takes like under 5 minutes to do, and then you have a breakfast or a snack for 2 days. I only like to make 2 at a time, usually, because I'm either sick of it by then or I don't like the consistency. So that's what I do. But of course, make as many as you want. What I love is how versatile they are. Like, you can add whatever toppings to these. I'm going to do my frozen blueberries and shredded coconut. Still on that, I like to do peanut butter chocolate chip ones with bananas in them. Whatever you're feeling, you have the base recipe, use whatever flavor protein, and then add whatever toppings. And actually, Everly really loves these as well. So I made these in my last high protein meal prep video, and my whole family loved it. So why fix something that's not broken? Let's make it again. And what it is, it's a buffalo chicken dip, but it's high protein because it's using cottage cheese and yogurt. I think this is also something that's really great to bring to, like, you know, football season is starting, to bring to a friend's house or family, or to make while you're watching the game. And again, I'll have this recipe written out down below as well. But I just use the healthier version of the ranch seasoning. And I also just grab a rotisserie chicken to make my life easy. You can use whatever shredded chicken you have. But it's such an easy and delicious, quick, high protein. And it heats up really well. Chris actually likes it better the second day. So again, it's just something great to have in your fridge. And most of these ingredients you already have on hand. And it's delicious. If I were bringing it to a place, because it looks kind of ugly once it's baked, but if you were bringing it to like a friend's and you want it to look nice, you would blend the cottage cheese before, because it just stays in the like chunky consistency. So you can definitely blend it if you want to make it look nicer, but I think it tastes exactly the same. So if it's just for you and your family and you don't really care, just throw it all in. Sausage and peppers are done, and now we are going to throw in the buffalo chicken dip. And what I love the most about these easy meal preps are that it's not taking up your whole day. You can still go ahead and live your life. I absolutely can't stand when I'm in the kitchen from morning to night, because then I feel like, okay, yes, I prepped for the week, but there's an entire day gone. Sometimes if it's like a rainy day and we're kind of just like relaxing in between prepping, I love that. But if I'm actually just like standing in the kitchen all day, not my favorite. So now I'm just organizing our hemp hearts and our chia seeds. I did bring these home like this because you are supposed to refrigerate them once you open the bags, and just writing the date on the bottom. But it looks better. You can see how much is left, and again, just easy. Hemp hearts are really great. They have protein in them. They taste really good on pudding. It's just a nice little topping for the chia pudding as well. I actually just got so excited because I forgot that I made these, and they're in my freezer downstairs. They're so good. So I'm definitely going to eat one once I'm done this video. But these are high protein, high fiber bars. What makes them high fiber is that there's ground flax in them. What makes them even better, besides having protein and fiber, is that they're no bake. It's literally so easy. You definitely want to use like a natural peanut butter because it's so much easier to work with. So I'm using natural peanut butter, some honey. Again, I'll have the recipes so you don't have to try to remember everything. Protein powder and ground flax. First, you're going to mix up all your liquids together and then add in the ground flax and your protein. I use vanilla protein for this. I really like it that way. And then we're going to melt some dark chocolate on top and put it in the freezer. Cut them once they're all nice and hard, and they are absolutely delicious. They remind me of like a candy bar. So we're just putting some parchment paper down, putting our base in. We're going to spread it out. I don't have a rolling pin here, but that would have been a lot easier if you have a rolling pin. Just add another piece of parchment paper on top and roll it out. But this is what I'm doing. And then I'm going to melt some dark chocolate lint in the microwave. The key to melting chocolate in the microwave is just doing 30 seconds at a time, stirring, putting it back, 30 seconds at a time, stirring, putting it back. And usually the third time around, it's like done for me. So that's what we're doing, just breaking up the chocolate bar and melting it, pouring it on top. So satisfying, so delicious, and very good for you. Once our protein bars are done, I'll go ahead and cut them and show you what that looks like. But our produce is finally dry. You can see there's not much left because my kids got to it, which is the whole point, right? I'm trying to use up everything. But usually at home when I order produce, I order like triple this amount, and it does take a little bit to prep, but it sets me up for packing their lunches, and they have fruit with every meal. So it is just really helpful to take the short amount of time that it takes and prep it and put it away in containers. You see, I'm also using these plastic containers. I only have these at the Bay House, so I use them when we're here, but at home I have a lot more glass containers and just use those. Okay, I just discovered these last spring. They're gluten-free protein pancakes by King Arthur. I love all of King Arthur's gluten-free stuff because I just feel like it tastes the best compared to any other brand. But we are making these protein pancake muffins. Yes, that's what they're called. And then this is something else that I was planning on having it for like breakfast and stuff, and I was going to bring it home, but the kids ate all of them, and that's okay because that's what I want, right? I want them to eat these healthy protein muffins. So it's literally just the mix, your eggs, and whatever else it calls for on the back of the package. You can buy it on Amazon. I'll link them below. Spray your muffin tins and then put this. So this is how much one bag made. But the best thing about it is that you can customize it. So Tanner and I love blueberries in ours, and the rest of the kids love chocolate chips in there. So we'll do some with blueberries, some with chocolate chips. We'll do apple cinnamon. It's so easy. Just put this base in and then customize it. We keep them in the fridge and then warm them up. But my youngest, her school is nut free, and the other ones aren't. They have like designated nut free tables, so they can still bring peanut butter and jelly, even though half the time they like to buy or bring something different. But since my youngest can't have peanut butter at school, sometimes we'll do like avocado sandwiches with everything seasoning or yogurt. But this is a great option to also put in their lunch as their lunch. So at home, I have like a mini muffin, I was going to say container, a mini muffin pan. And I'll use that for the ones that I'm making for their lunch boxes just so they fit nicely. But I love any lunchbox ideas because it's really helpful. So let me know like what your favorite go-to lunchbox meals are. My kids are currently not into lunch meat, so that doesn't help. I'm also putting cinnamon on top of all of them because it just makes it taste better, and we all really enjoy cinnamon. But I just have a question. Who else's brain is exploding with back to school? It's like back to school starts. I mean, and obviously having 4 kids makes it a little bit crazier because there's so many of them. But also sports starting and all of it. This like was our first week of school, and I'm so grateful for how everything went. Everyone loves their teachers. There's been no issues. It's all good, but it's a lot that I actually just feel like lost right now. So if you also feel like that, don't worry, I'm with you. Just going through like the motions, doing everything, signing all the papers for school, getting uniforms, just doing it all. So basically, I want to say I see you, not to mention ordering all the groceries and prepping meals and all of it. So I see you, and you're doing a good job, and I'm proud of you. If you also just feel like whiplash, I completely understand because that's exactly how I feel right now. I'm telling you, those bars were so good, and I just kept them in the freezer. I'm sure you could keep them in the fridge as well. And the muffins, of course, were delicious. The kids ate them pretty much right away, and I ordered more. I'm going to be making another batch of those. But the next thing we are pre-making are these Uncrustables, but like the healthier version. So fed is best. Whatever you want to feed your family, you're the mom, you know what you want to feed your kids. For me, I'm trying really hard to keep high fructose corn syrup out, which was in the jelly that I had previously been using. So I've been looking at that. And then I also mentioned this before, but food coloring, trying my best. Like if we're out and the kids really want like the ice cream truck or something, of course I'm gonna let them be kids and get it once in a while. However, I told you my oldest, we linked his migraines to food coloring. So it's been challenging because it's in so much stuff that you wouldn't even think of. He loves pickles. There's yellow food coloring in pickles. So a lot of times if you get like the organic pickles, they color it with turmeric instead, which is natural. This grape jelly, there's no high fructose corn syrup in it. Regular marshmallows, there is blue food coloring in it, which is his #1 food coloring trigger. Just like, you just really have to look at the ingredients because, yes, I grew up on peanut butter and fluff and Gushers and everything, but the ingredients now in the food is like triple the amount of ingredients. It is not the same as when we were younger. And this is not to shame anyone or anything like that. It's just to educate to like, if, for example, if someone is suffering with their kid having migraines, we've been to the neurologist, we did everything we could, tried to figure it out, and finally we figured out that it's food coloring. So I just want to help any other mom out there. Also, like a lot of the food colorings trigger ADHD and ADD, so it's just something to think of. There are a lot of really good options out there. Unfortunately, a lot of the good options are more expensive, but the way I look at it a lot of times is like, if we are able to change it now, hopefully it'll save us money on like doctor's visits and things, like when you're trying to go to a neurologist to figure out what's wrong with your kid's head, right? So anyway, that's my little spiel. It's not to lecture or anything like that. It's just to inform, because I struggled and I felt so bad that I couldn't help Carter with his migraines, and now we finally figured it out. So yeah, making these Uncrustables was so satisfying. I love doing this because just having like the main thing of their lunch done makes life so much easier. And then now I'm taking all the crust and just making them into like, I want to say croutons, but we don't use them as croutons. The kids will just like eat them with their pasta or just like randomly eat them alone. They don't really like them in their salad. Just put a little bit of melted butter, garlic, and salt on them. And then you have these little, what they call garlic bread bites. We're going to bake them on 425 for 20 minutes. So right at the 10-minute mark, I did go in and like just give them a little toss so that they were like cooked evenly. Also, guys, I just want to update you. I am going to be putting out my September content schedule and talking with the girl who's doing my website just to figure out when that's done, because I really miss doing my weekly updates and like sharing my meal plan for the week and all of that. So I really want to get back to that. But one of the things I used to include in my updates is like what I'm reading or listening to. So I just wanted to tell you, right now I am reading the second book in the Bootleg series by Lucy Score. And you guys, I am loving these books. So if you need something to read, definitely recommend them, because one of my September intentions was to not scroll social media before bed, especially with like the elections coming up. It just makes me be like, oh my gosh, get me off my phone. But so just reading has been so helpful, helped me sleep better and all of that. So I definitely highly recommend getting a book. I have a Kindle and I absolutely love it. It's like my me time. I also really want to see the new Tell Me Lies. That series started last night on Hulu. I've watched all the other ones, so I'm excited to see that. But just thank you all so much for being here. That's a video. This is a clip from when my fridge was more full. I just wanted to show you how I organized it all. But I hope that you're all having a great back to school. Even my homeschool mamas, tribute to you. You guys are amazing. I don't think I could do it, but thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. I will see you on Tuesday. And then guess what? Next Thursday is when I'm really hoping to do my fall/Halloween clean and decorate with me. And I couldn't be more excited to get everything out of the basement and get some new things and decorate.